Today, we look at one unranked fighter who would beat the current champion in every single division. Yep, that's right, beat them as well. Not just test them or put them to the later rounds, beat their ass. Like, take the belt home. Absolutely, they're taking the belt home. And from the unranked section, the restricted section, if you will. Yeah, because sometimes the ranked fighters, they didn't even have the best chance to beat the champ. Moicano Dariush the other day, that was a ranked fight, you're telling me? But then you've got Ribovics and Nasrat going to war in the unranked section, and these flyweights that are really doing it. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're looking at some unranked fighters who would absolutely beat the champion and take their belt home with them. And we start off with Mr. Pantoja himself. 35 years of age, getting a little bit up there. A lot of people saying this guy's very beatable. Others are saying they could beat them on 3 weeks' notice. But we're looking at the flyweight division, and I think Charles Johnson is the man. Yeah, that's right. He's not ranked right now. 5 rounds with Charles Johnson. Boy, that would help him. He hasn't had a 5-round fight. Yeah, Olympic guy, cardio. So yeah, 34 years of age. And I know you're probably thinking, what? Charles Johnson can't beat him, but hear me out. I know he's lost to Cody Durden, but God, has he ever given up his neck and someone choked him out? No. No, that's never happened. He's gone into fights with Mohamed Makayev, with Cody Durden, like I said, Rafael Estevan. That guy loves to take the back. He's never getting submitted. So what happens in round 4 of Charles Johnson Pantoja? What happens in round 5? I reckon he starts picking up the pace. I reckon he's got more power in his hands than Joshua Van, and you could say that he does because not Joshua Van, Brandon Royval, and you could say he does because he knocked out Joshua Van. Brandon Royval didn't wobble him at all. So maybe he's got that little extra pop, that great backpack survivability, and great cardio and great volume game, sort of like what Royval did, to really pour it on Pantoja in the later rounds and win a decision. Or maybe finish him late. I reckon Charles Johnson beats Pantoja. That's what I think. Hot take, I know. But I reckon he's got a great chance to do it. I really do. He's got a great style. Surely you've got to see reason there that Charles Johnson versus Pantoja in a 5-rounder isn't just some easy fight for Pantoja. I reckon that's a really close fight. Erceg, Pantoja went real split. Royval, he's got a very similar style to those guys. So yeah, you can't tell me that's not going to be a close fight. We move on to the Bantamweight division, the machine from Georgia. Now, this guy looks unbeatable. Maybe one of the hardest people on the list to pick an unranked fighter to beat. But when you're looking at a machine from Georgia and you're wondering how that he can be beat, I know I didn't word that too well, but you're wondering how he could possibly be beat, well, I say you fight fire with fire. And you grab another machine that is also from Georgia. Yes, that's right. 2 machines from Georgia? What the fuck? I'm going to get 2 machines from Georgia and I'm going to put them against each other and we're going to see what happens. That's right. Malcolm Wellmaker is the man to do it. But another unranked fighter I reckon would have a good chance to beat Merab, just because Merab loves to be a little cuck, is Alexandre Topuria. He'll just be like, oh, this guy's too good in training. He beat me, brother. Have the belt right now. You know, you could see that, right? And how's my Merab impression? I've been working on it. I want to try and encapsulate Guru, you know. So I've been working on my impression. But yeah, that's right. You get the idea. The machine from Georgia would beat the machine from Georgia, younger, undefeated, more in his prime, sick technique, and yeah, easy. All right, moving on to Alexander Volkanovski, the great one, up at featherweight, 36. It's getting worrying. There's a couple unranked fighters I'm worried about. I reckon Vallejos has a good chance, but you know, I wouldn't want to say that just yet. I reckon Nathaniel Wood versus Volkanovski would be a great technical fight where Nathaniel Wood does have a good chance. But the man that I think would just blitz forward and knock him the fuck out, oh, Steve Garcia, easy. The Mean Machine himself, I didn't even know his nickname was Mean Machine. Bit gross, but you're a casual if you don't think Steve Garcia could just barrage forward and just chin him easily. You'd be worried though. You'd be worried. Don't lie that you'd be worried. He's fighting Calvin Kattar this weekend. I'm actually picking against him, but we'll see what he does. Because look at that. 5 KOs in a row. How old is he? 32, 33? He's 33. Volk's 36. So yeah, Steve Garcia just easily chins Volk, I think, at this point. We know that. That was one of the more easier ones to find, I think. We move on to the lightweight division, where Ilia Topuria reigns supreme as of late, only recently. And you've seen this guy in the thumbnail, you know what happens here. My unranked pick, and this one was super hard, as it should be. The champions should be all the unranked guys, and they probably do. But Steve Garcia probably chins Volt. I'll reiterate that again. Steve Garcia blitzes forward, kills him. All right, but Ruffy is the man at lightweight. I think he has a great style to do it. He's 28. He's 29 years of age. So Ilia is actually younger than him. Far out. How crazy is Ilia Topuria? But yeah, God, I've lost belief in it as soon as I've seen that. I've realized Ilia is actually younger than him. But I do think Ruffy has got the style to do it. He's got the best reflexes in that weight class, I think. Yeah, I know Bobby Green's super finishable, but people don't just wheel kick him instantly. Like, this guy taps into the flow state in the first 2 minutes. His shot finding is remarkable. I know he had a bit of a stinker against Lontop, but that tends to happen when you land 4 devastating KO blows on someone and you gas out. I'm glad that he went 15 minutes in the UFC, so we have that under his belt. Rather than if he just KO'd Lontop in the first round, I'd be like, God, what happens if he doesn't? But we've seen he slows down a little bit. But then I also ask you, does Gaethje take the same shots that Lontop did? I don't think so. But yeah, I reckon Ruffy is the shot finder, the one shot finder. He's got great timing and, oh God, range as well. And I think Ilia gets a little bit overzealous hunting for the KO. So I reckon Ruffy's got a great chance. All right, moving up to JDM, up at welterweight. You know this is a tough subject for me. But luckily, this one was made a little bit more easy by just how blatant this guy would definitely beat JDM, like just run through him. And that would obviously be Andreas Gustafsson. Bang. Bang, 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 bang. He gets it done, yes. I don't know why I said that, but Andreas Gustafsson runs through JDM probably, just pushes him against the fence, knees the fuck out of him, elbows, mixes it in, 34, in the prime of his life, runs through the division, fighting Rinat Frekretinov, which is going to be a great fight, and everyone's going to pick him to beat Rinat, and hopefully he does. He's the first guy to take Rinat out, even though Carlos Leal did. But JDM, he's got nothing for Andreas. I'm not. But honestly, to be serious, how good of a fight would that be? Gustafsson versus JDM. It'd be a movie. It'd be such a war. JDM probably beats the fucking piss out of him just because he's so technical and he's a dog as well. But Gustafsson's a dog. He has a chance. He has a chance. And any other unranked fighters that could beat JDM? I really don't think so. You maybe let me know in the comments below. But I love doing that. But yeah, I don't think there really is any. But, you know, so there should be. But Bane, he's got a good chance. We move on to the middleweight division. DDP, Dricus Du Plessis, mate. The South African king, reigning over middleweight. Who doesn't beat this guy? Like, fucking, he's so untechnical and such a... Nah, I'm kidding. I reckon he submits Hamzat. I reckon he beats Bahalyo. He beats a lot of these ranked guys. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about the unranked section. And a man that I just think could beat the shit out of Dricus Du Plessis at the moment right now is Marco Tullia. Oh, look at him. Look at him there. Look at him. Oh, you see him? Far. He's staunching us. Norman Jamont's boyfriend. Shooter box. This guy's a beast. I know it was only Trayshawn Gore, but did you see how he looked against Trayshawn Gore? Oh my God. He's a wizard out there. Look at that great record. Beat Yusri Belgarui, which is okay. Pretty good win, I suppose. And yeah, look at him. He just slaughters everyone. He's taken that loss, which I like. I'd be more worried about Tulio if he was 14-0, you know. It's good that these guys come in with losses. Yeah, I think he honestly beats the brakes off of Dricus. If this got signed, I honestly reckon I'd pick him. I honestly do reckon I'd pick him. Is there any others on the list that I would genuinely pick? Charles Johnson I would pick to beat Pantoja. And I'll probably just pick Wellmaker for the fun of it. And Steve Garcia, well, yeah, that's a lock. But yeah, that's probably the only ones. And maybe, no, I wouldn't pick Ruffy. But I don't know, in a couple years when he finally gets there, maybe I would. Light heavyweight, Magomed Ankalaev, and this is without a doubt the hardest division to find the unranked version, just because there's no unranked fighters. A couple of the ones that you would like to pick to maybe beat Magomed are just ranked, like a Zhang Mingyang or a Bogdan Guskov. Those guys are ranked. Why is Zhang ranked right now? But, and maybe you could say like a Navo Sterling, but it felt disrespectful to put Navo here. He hasn't shown us that he could beat Magomed. But the person that I felt compelled to put here for you guys, to put a spotlight on him, I think this guy's got potential, and you won't be expecting this at all. You cannot guess who I'm about to show you here. It's Julius Walker. I think the Juice Box just has like real good potential. I like this guy. He's 25 years of age. He was 6-0 all finishes before fighting Alonzo Manifield on super short notice. And now I'm thinking about it, that Alonzo performance was pretty good. Like, he did probably a little bit better than Umar Syed, good body kicks. And when this guy's 29 years of age, I reckon he could be a real problem. Look at his amateur record. He had a real extensive amateur scene, a lot of finishes, 25. I love his age. And I liked everything that I seen out of him. And he pushed hard when it went later. It wasn't like he didn't get the early finish and then bang, he crumpled and got melted. Like, he was going good in round 3. He just minorly lost. Obviously, he doesn't fucking beat Magomed right now. But I really think and God, go look at the unranked light heavyweight section and just who the fuck is there? No one. Navo Sterling, Ivan Erslan, Modestas, maybe? No. But, like, Modestas is alright. But yeah, this is the guy that, if I had to put anyone, I wanted to shine a little spotlight on the high hopes that I have for Julius the Juice Box Walker in his career. 25 years of age, like I said, he's young and he's got potential. And last but not least, and this one was obviously impossible as well, Tom Aspinall reigning over the heavyweight division. I would have liked to put Taliesin Teixeira for that danger factor, and he has a chance, like a small little slither of a chance. But Taliesin is obviously ranked after beating Justin Tuffer in his debut and not doing anything else. So I couldn't put my boy Taliesin, who I've exchanged messages with on Instagram. But so I went to another undefeated unranked heavyweight that I think, out of all the unranked heavyweights, this guy could make a case of being here. Mario Pinto is a prospect, is a problem. 6'5", 27 years of age, 10-0. A lot of KOs, a lot of decisions as well, which I honestly like to. He can pick you apart. He's technical. Does he beat Tom Aspinall? Yeah. No, I don't know. No, probably not. But I think he's good. And, you know, I had to put someone here, obviously. I would have put Rizvan Cunha, but he's ranked because he got robbed by Curtis Blades, so they obviously ranked him. But Mario Pinto, he's really good. And maybe he just chins Tom. It sucks that it's at heavyweight and anyone could maybe chin Tom. There's obviously a chance. But yeah, like there's a chance this weekend that Lewis just weirdly chins Teixeira, and that would suck too. But that's the video. Mario Pinto sleeps Aspinall. And those are one unranked fighter in every division that I think would beat the current champion. Take him to school even. Juice Box just wallops on Magomed. Tulio embarrasses DDP and makes sweet, sweet love to Norman Jamont. Bane just puts a pace on my boy JDM and ruins his day. Marco Tulio. Okay. Mauricio, and the other guy, he just one-shot KOs Topuria in the first round. Garcia blitzes Volk, round 1 KO. Wellmaker, the machine, out-machines the machine from Georgia. And Charles Energy Johnson puts a pace on Pantoja late and finishes him. Easy. No, maybe not finishing him, but edges out a close decision. Like Urseg split, Royval split, Moreno split. Charles Johnson can do exactly what those guys did, but a little bit better. And that's the video. And we'll go to 14 minutes, just because the last video I did was 14 minutes. But I don't know. Should I really stay here? 13 seconds. Just bear with me, guys. And how are yous anyway? How are yous on this fine Wednesday over here in Perth, Western Australia at 10 a.m. 12 degrees, actually a little bit chilly today. State of Origin is tonight, where New South Wales will surely take the State of Origin series home with them for all New South Welshmen around the world. All right, see you later. And hi, Mum.